Welcome back to the program. I'm joined now by the redheaded wonder himself, Andy Harris, for a new segment called Would You Rather? Let's get right into it. Andy, would you rather have on your postseason roster a Cy Young pitcher or an MVP type hitter?
I personally would rather have the MVP type hitter because I want a guy who can contribute every single day, every single game. A guy like Joey Votto, Albert Pujols, who can go 3 for 4 any given night. A stud pitcher, as awesome as they are and as important as they are to a World Series rotation, they're only going to help you out every 3 or 4 games.
I would disagree with you because a good pitcher will beat a good hitter every time.
Not every time.
Every time. CC Sabathia, Roy Halladay, Tim Lincecum, guys like this will always shut down batters. And when you have a guy who can mow down a lineup, you are almost guaranteed a victory.
Okay, for one thing, Sabathia has been lit up, torched in the postseason before.
Before last year.
Well, sure, he had a good year last year. I'm not going to deny that. But B, some of the greatest moments in baseball postseason history have been batters destroying great pitchers. Dennis Eckersley back in 1988. Think about that. Kirk Gibson.
Okay, yeah, good moments. But in the year of the pitcher, this year, I would rather have a Cy Young caliber pitcher. Now, let's move on. In the same sense, CC Sabathia, Roy Halladay, both guys that are Cy Young caliber pitchers. Which one would you rather face in the postseason?
I would rather face CC Sabathia, and I don't mean this as a slight to CC, but he is the inferior pitcher. I'm going to hit you with some stats. Roy Halladay over the last 3 seasons, an ERA of 2.67. He has 6 times as many strikeouts as walks. 6. That's this many. In case you're wondering, that's a lot. And he's led the league in complete games and shutouts, and his ERA is a half run lower than
I got to agree with you because CC Sabathia, while he is left-handed, his numbers this year, 21 wins is most in his career. However, his strikeout numbers are down. Hitters are making more contact off him. And Roy Halladay, quite frankly, the switch to the National League is exactly what everybody thought it would be. He dominated. And he's going to continue that, and he's probably going to make his first World Series appearance, and I want to see how the guy's going to pitch under pressure.
You know that as long as he's waited to pitch in the postseason, it's not going to be a matter of nerves for him or determination. He'll be ready to go for the postseason.
Now, next question. 1 ace or 3 adequate pitchers on your postseason rotation?
Okay, well, just look at the last 4 World Series champions. Each of those teams had 1 shutdown starting pitcher and very little behind him. The Yankees last year had CC. 2 years ago, the Phillies had Cole Hamels. The Red Sox had Josh Beckett and Chris Carpenter on the Cardinals the year before that. But beyond that, none of those rotations really that strong. Even the Yankees last year with Pettit and A.J. Burnett, both those guys had regular season ERAs north of 4.
Yeah, but
they were solid for sure. I'm not saying bad.
I would rather have 3 adequate pitchers because I want to have my team in it every game. If I can have a guy that'll only give up maybe 3 or 4 runs, that's manageable for a team instead of getting blown up. Now, granted, a lockdown pitcher is great, but when you have somebody that can at least keep you in the game and your offense is good enough to keep you in that game as well, why not have a guy that can stretch the series out, and especially in a 5-game series where it's 3 straight pitchers, that'll get it done.
That's not to say rotation depth isn't important, because it is. But you even said earlier in the show, just a few minutes ago, that good pitching, a great pitcher beats great hitters every single time. If I'm constructing a postseason roster, I'd much rather have 1 shutdown guy who guarantees a win in his starts than 3 guys who are
Okay, last question. The future looks bright in baseball. 2 big stars, Buster Posey and Jason Heyward. Which one would you rather build your team around?
Jason Heyward. The great Ted Williams, one of the best hitters of all time, once said, "The key to hitting is waiting for your pitch to hit." There are a few batters in baseball better than that than Jason Heyward, and he's only 20. His .393 on-base percentage this year is the 6th best all time of players 20 or younger.
Okay, so Jason Heyward's a good hitter. Buster Posey is a better hitter in terms of average. He's got the power, maybe not as much this year, but he didn't play a full season this season. So Buster Posey also a catcher. The guy handles a pitching staff better than most veterans do. I mean, this is a guy that can be a centerpiece for a team for years to come. I'm taking Buster Posey every day.
Buster Posey is incredible, but Heyward has a far higher ceiling for his bat than Buster Posey. Posey can be a perennial all-star, maybe even a Hall of Famer. Jason Heyward, at age 20, was one of the best right fielders in the game. That guy really has a legitimate shot to go down as one of the best hitters of all time.
Okay, all right. Buster Posey will be better in the long run. We have to take one more commercial break, but when we come back, Tom Waterman will put Eric and me to the test with some NFL trivia. Don't go anywhere.